I am back in Southeast Arizona, this time for the harvest. If you like boutique wine, nature, hiking, the old Wild West, this may be the perfect weekend getaway for you. In this video, I'm listing the top 10 things to do, including where to stay and eat. Welcome to the Southeast Arizona wine country. Most people stop in the historic railroad park, which is around the town center where everything is. And since my first visit, that big tree had fallen over. You're going to see a lot of history about Willcox and Arizona itself. If you're into antiques, this is a good place to go and stop, including the museums and bookstores. The Chiricahua Regional Museum is actually a pretty good depiction of how Willcox came to be, and you could probably get through it in about 30 minutes or less. Number 5, local art. There aren't very many art galleries in this area. However, you will find some work done by local artists hanging throughout tasting rooms or wineries, so look out for those. Right there in the town square is a row of tasting rooms, and you'll find multiple vineyards represented. I went to the Willcox commercial building, which is one of the oldest buildings in Willcox, and in it are 3 vineyards. I had a very nice rosé from Golden Rule. And last winter I did a nice flight of taste at the Copper Horse. The Willcox region has about 13 vineyards. Some of them are wineries where they make the wine, and some of those have tasting rooms. So this is something you definitely want to do, is get out in the country. I was at Coronado Vineyards last winter, and you could see the change in the vines between winter and summer. They have a wonderful tasting room. And then I went over to Pillsbury Wine Company, where I met my friend Sam, and he gave me a tour. I'm walking through Pillsbury Wine Company property and getting a tour with Sam of the beautiful vineyards. Sam prides himself on being a complete sustainable organic vineyard where he grows all the ingredients used to make his wines, and they are award-winning wines like many of the vineyards out here. He explained to me the process of barreling and compressing and extracting the juice from the grapes.
It's a conveyor belt, and you stand on both sides of it, and you can pick out any fruit that's not perfect, and then at this end it drops it
it's the sorting
into
part.
the press.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do this first and then it goes into the press. We even got a taste of the Chardonnay grape juice straight from the vineyard. You will find most of the vineyards are along the Kansas Settlement Road, including one of my favorites, Birds and Barrels. I was back out there in February during the winter when the vines were bare, and now you can see how the summer rains have turned everything green. If you are out there in the summer and you get caught up in monsoon weather, which you likely will, don't worry, it's still a wonderful experience tasting wine under the canopies with the folks at these local vineyards.
Reds, it just depends on what you're feeling.
You want to taste some more reds? Now we're going to head out of town. Number 8, the Chiricahua National Monument. This is an incredible place to visit if you love hiking. Most people stay overnight in Willcox just so they can drive maybe about half an hour to 45 minutes up to this national monument. Check out my video, link it above, where you can see the full video of this trip where we did get rained out, but there's some incredible views. And by the way, don't turn the wrong way on Kansas Settlement Road, because this is what's going to happen when the rains are heavy. I've never been swimming with my car. Oh my God. The next day we went to Pearce, Arizona, just about half an hour away, and we wanted to stop for breakfast at the Talking Irons Coffee Saloon. Unfortunately, because of the rain, the roads were flooded, the coffee saloon was closed, so were the 2 vineyards, but we ended up at Sandy's restaurant, a local favorite, and we had a real down-to-earth cowboy breakfast, which was pretty good. Talking Irons was my first choice because it has some healthy options, including gluten-free. So I was disappointed. If you've been there, let me know in the comments how it was. So the trip was an entire waste because 1764 was actually doing a tasting at a local store, and there was a little art gallery next to it. Number 10, stop in Benson. It's a small town less than 1 hour from Tucson, so it's on your way to Willcox wine country. This is the home of Karchner Caverns, and this visitor center is a replica of a train station. You will pick up some great travel and historical info here. The Highway 80 connects what to what? Benson to...
It connects, it was the first that went from Tybee, Georgia, all the way to El Centro in San Diego.
Oh, wow.
And the red is where the old Highway 80 before I-10 came along.
So now you might be wondering where to stay. I have 3 suggestions in this video. The first is Rumline Vineyard. They have farm huts they've built, and they're right in the middle of the lavender fields. Absolutely beautiful. You walk out the doors, you see all the lavender, depending on the season, and you have full view of the mountains all the way around. Last February I was there. They gave me a detailed tour. I have not stayed there yet. I'm hoping to soon. They do book up quickly, so you need to get on Airbnb and book that in advance. They also, or Michelle also makes natural soaps and body care, so I would suggest checking out their website. Next is Chiricahua Farm. This is the new kid on the block. I was there in August 2022. It was a very rainy weekend, as you could see. They have a beautiful, huge facility, dairy farm. They have a wine tasting room where they host events and paint and sip classes included. They have a brewery. They have basic menu. The beer is really, really good. And they have suites that they rent out. There's a master suite that has its own private patio, and the 2 smaller suites, all of them share a common room with a coffee bar. I would check out their farm store and pick up a few items on your way out. And last is Arizona Sunset Inn. You could see why it's named as such. It's beautiful views of the sunset. This is your more budget-friendly motel. Breakfast is included. And I did spend 1 night there on my recent trip. You can see their upgraded rooms where they have expanded into a new building. If you're a foodie like me and you eat healthy, you're going to find the choices are limited in this area. However, there are some good options, including great Mexican food downtown. Big Tex Barbecue is a dining car restaurant where they have some pretty good burgers. If you like pub food, fried appetizers, and a good beer, Torito Brewery would be a good choice. Source of Coffee Shop is actually pretty new as well, and they have great gourmet coffee and some gluten-free pastries. But my ultimate favorite is the tapas menu at Coronado Vineyards. They have a great selection, and you cannot beat the Vineyard dining experience. There's also a wine festival every year in May and October. So over the last 2 visits, I still missed a couple of places worth noting. I have linked them in the description below. What is your favorite part of this cowboy town / wine country in Arizona? Post a comment below and let me know if you've been to any of these places or if you have questions. Thank you for spending time with me. Find me here for more destinations and healthy travel tips. Until next time.